all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Winter,
Here.
Treasurer Winter,
Here.
Trustee South,
Here.
Trustee White,
Here.
and Clerk Moore here. All present.
All present. Approval of the agenda. Any additions or deletions?
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I have a couple that I'd like to add in there. We can still let you make a motion to. We kinda added the DPW vacancy. Went through and hand wrote all those.
You put it at the bottom.
So I put it at the bottom. And then, we've been, working on a policy, access to legal counsel. So I'd like to, touch on that a little bit.
Okay.
And then the chamber has, already started on some of their items for this year, and one of them is for the fireworks, to, sign for the fireworks. They need, so if we could do that, kinda in that order.
Do you want that down after the policy?
Yeah, after the policy. Should take about a minute just to sign that. Let them do what they would like to. Okay, any others? Yeah.
No.
Good, Vanessa, do it again?
Make a motion to accept the agenda with the additions.
Additions?
I'll second motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Nothing.
Approval of the meeting minutes from January 12th, 2023. Everybody get a chance to read them?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Treasurer's report, Vanessa?
In the general fund, we have $490,003.74. In the water fund, we have $118,210.32. Park fund is $27.04. Road fund is $299,432.75. Cemetery fund is $31,789.72.
I'll make a motion on the treasurer's report to accept.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Yep. Where are we? Supervisor Winter,
Yes.
Treasurer Winter,
Yes.
Trustee South,
Yes.
Trustee White,
Yes.
Clerk Moore, yes. Motion passes 5-0.
Okay. Down to some bills, some payables.
That's in pretty good shape in here, huh?
Half a page,
Yeah.
$1,383.25. Most of it is BS&A
Yes, it is.
for $1,268. Like to pay the bills? I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Is the VoIP a duplicate or is that two separate charges?
What's that?
This one,
And the
like the credit card?
Oh, on a credit card?
On the last page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that again? Where are you looking?
It's Zipio.
121.38.
One's in December, one's in January,
Right.
so it's the last of the.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Is that what it is? Okay.
So we had a motion?
Yep. I motioned and Vanessa seconded.
Seconded. Roll call vote. Treasurer Warner,
Yes.
trustee South,
Yes.
trustee White,
Yes.
vote for Moore, yes. Supervisor Warner,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
All right. Public comment?
Non-agenda.
What you got there, Kate?
Couple items. This is a bridge down there. I would recommend that you take it off and not allow any access on it. That shows the footing that it busted off, and
Okay.
if you look at the other picture, this shows where the other side, on the south side of it, this part here is all broken down. You can see it on the other
Yep.
side how level it is. That one's falling down, the whole structure's
Yep.
falling apart.
Oh, boy.
This is the property that is owned by Chatter. I've put in a couple of complaints on that, and nothing's being done with it. Phil stated at one meeting that Dave Guest has issued a citation. I asked Dave the next day, and he said, no, he hasn't.
No, that was me. I misspoke, and what it was he had talked to Chatter about doing something with it.
Yeah. Well, this has been going on since the early spring. I think it's time to do something about it.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous building. Kids could go in there, they could get hurt.
And your bridge part, just to let you know, I've been in touch with DEQ, and we're working on a permit right now
Okay?
to take care of it. So that is in the works.
Okay.
That we got started.
But I still think in the meantime, you should tape it off and not allow any travel across it. The boards down there are getting kind of soft too.
Yeah, they
I
are.
walked across it today.
Yeah, I walked across it the other day, and I'm kinda with you. And I wasn't for sure on how fast this was gonna come along, this permit is where, so. But yeah, I've been in touch with the guy out of Gaylord.
Next issue is the, let's take one and pass it on. You know, every time we come in here, we stand up and pledge allegiance to the flag, right? And to the republic for which it stands. We live in a republic, not a dictatorship. Mr. Putin up there thinks he's gonna run the whole township, and he's got us into a hell of a bind. I know on part of the agenda tonight is the marijuana zoning ordinance, but this is non-agenda speaking time, so just to let you know, the marijuana ordinance 2022-05 is not a legal ordinance. If you look at that one paper, it states the MCL back in 2019, Briley Township opted out. And again, Phil proclaims that most of the jurisdictions around Michigan are all going for marijuana. Well, this right here is a list, 30 pages of the municipalities that have opted out of marijuana. If you want to look at it, you can. All of the townships and municipalities in Montmorency County have opted out. The only way to get it legal now is to have it put on the ballot. You didn't do that. I suggested it back in June.
Is this a non-agenda item?
It's not, he's talking about 05, not 07.
Right.
Okay.
You guys are digging a hole and you're not gonna be able to get out of it before long. Right now, we have no legal ordinance. We have no zoning ordinance in place. The best thing would be to go back to the old ordinance that doesn't allow marijuana in Briley Township until you get it put on the ballot.
And also to add to what Greg said is, you guys tabled 06, but you never did anything with it. Then you're moving 07 forward ahead of it. So, again, it's procedural, but again, you're not following the rules.
Miss Smith, you need to educate yourself on marijuana. For real.
All right,
This is-
we're gonna, hold on, we're gonna stop this right now. Across the audience, you guys gotta address the board. Okay? So from here, this is where we're at.
This is the same picture that was given to them. This was posted in the Tribune back in February, I believe, of 2019. If you read the article, it states that Briley Township opted out of marijuana. So again, we don't have a legal ordinance. 2022-05 is not legal because it wasn't put on the ballot. Phil, at the time when I brought it up at the June meeting, he said, we can't do that. It's not that we can't, Phil, it's just that you don't want to because this is your little baby project. So I can guarantee you one thing, if you go forward with this, there's gonna be a lawsuit. If you pass the ordinance tonight, I'll go file with the attorney tomorrow. It's already cost us enough money. I'm
Anybody got
done.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Nothing else? Sue?
So you can't change your mind about opting out without
With-
a,
If they wanna opt in, it has to go on the ballot for the people to decide.
who says?
You can read that in the first paragraph right there on the MCL.
I didn't get that one. Oh, that's back.
I thought the opt-out was for medical marijuana.
Oh, yours.
This is
Stapled the other way.
2018, is there anything that's more recent?
Isn't that opt-out for medical marijuana because recreational marijuana wasn't legal yet? And then what you're doing now is for recreational marijuana. So I don't.
No,
know where
it's for the
opt-out
recreational marijuana.
Recreational marijuana. I think it was just medical that was on the ballot in 18 for the actual township.
Sure, is it not, Vanessa? You checked that.
Yep. The only election that was done was to legalize it, it was a state vote. And the old board was supposed to put an election, not us. And when we passed this one, it vetoed out that other one.
Yep.
So,
When Mr. Graham had brought this to our attention, if that was the case?
yeah.
Pay him good money for it.
Certainly would have, and he's the one that drew it up, so I assume he knows what he's doing as an interest. Okay, anything else?
No? Okay. Moving on. Downtown discussion.
I did have a conversation with the ladies from the garden club today, actually one of them that was the chair of the garden club, discussing the downtown and what might be happening with sidewalks and trees and or whatever. They're looking at some issues with the old trash cans that they put out there in the planters, which are starting to fall apart.
Mhm.
And they not sure exactly what to do with them for this next summer, whether to clean them up or whether to wait until we have made a decision on what to do. I don't know whether they'll last another year, 2 years, 3 years, I have no idea, neither does she, but they're starting to look a little shabby. And that's pretty much all I can say. We had that discussion today. Nothing, huh? It's info only.
Nope, that's just information only. Okay. Zoning amendment. And this is not the 2205, this is the 2207, which had been brought back in front of the zoning board, planning commission, and it passed, and they've sent it to us. Does anybody have a chance to read it?
Was it 06 or was it 07? Supposed to be
07.
07.
It
Oh,
had to change it because it was too confusing with a 06, and then a 05, so.
And actually, in the planning commission, I requested it be separated because everybody was confused between 06 and 07.
Yep, that's just what I said, so,
Right.
yep,
okay.
okay, so that's, yeah, we had, it changed, so that there was a difference between them. As to just say, one was what, March, and one was, in November? So now they made them separate.
Right, the difference between, just so everybody understands, Mr. Chair, can I speak? I don't wanna
No.
interrupt.
Not unless I'm
Well,
gonna, not unless I'm
We're
gonna.
just gonna, yeah. We're good with the.
I just wanted to explain the
Unless I'm
difference, that's
gonna.
all.
Yeah, we'll just,
No, point of order, no.
I think everybody that's here has got the gist of the difference between them,
I think so.
so. Okay,
The other thing that would take place here that actually affects this would be the waiver, the 30-day waiver. I did attend the county board meeting, at which time they waived the 30 days. So we are free to make a decision on this issue, number 2022-07.
do we get anything from them? I mean, is it a written that you waived it, or
You know,
just,
if you read the
It's in the-
newspaper, it'll
it's
tell
in the
you
board
that
minutes.
It was there. It's also in
Okay.
the newspaper today, so.
all right,
It
I
says
just,
right in there that this and the other were both waived.
just curious if it ever does, if we get any kind of paperwork back on it being waived, or 30 days, or nothing, okay?
Seems
Okay?
So it had been waived,
So we are in a position to approve or disapprove of this item.
guess we're at the point for
I'll make a motion
a motion.
that we vote to pass resolution, not resolution, but ordinance number 2022-07. Second.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
So roll call vote, Clerk Lamore, yes. Trustee South,
Yes.
Treasurer Werner,
Yes.
Supervisor Werner,
no,
and Trustee White.
Yes.
The motion passes 4-1.
okay,
There's nothing to do on the next,
correct, there's nothing, the application is
not available.
not available. Zoning Board of Appeals appointment, I would like to defer that.
Okay.
Zoning amendments, this is the 2208 ordinance.
Okay, ordinance number 2022-08 is a zoning ordinance to amend the township zoning ordinance itself. This is to dissolve partial industrial zone. Broward Township zoning ordinance is hereby amended to dissolve the industrial district east of property line of Old Salvage Yard and return to general residential R2 with the west Montmorency County property line, south 2 degrees 59 minutes 57 seconds west for 947.77 feet from monument located along Azure Park. And it changed that, it changed the definitions and so on, and they're in here that govern this. The county also waived this was before for the 30 days as well, and they waived this in the last county board meeting. So we're to discuss and make a vote.
I'll second it. Any other discussion?
This is where Englehart's used to be, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Supervisor Werner, roll call vote.
Yes.
Clerk Moore, yes. Treasurer Werner,
Yes.
Trustee South,
Yes.
Trustee White. Motion passes 5-0.
Okay. Next is resolution 2023-10, and that's, we have to do this for our resolution for poverty exemption. It's something that we do pretty much every year. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Can I ask, is there any changes in these amounts from last year?
No, not really.
Pretty standard?
Pretty standard stuff.
The only that basically changes the numbers that the state sets up. We have no
Yeah.
controls over them at all.
Yeah.
You gotta accept them.
Got ya.
Better do you wanna.
Okay.
Okay, well, since this is a resolution, we should definitely make a roll call vote.
Yep.
Treasurer Werner,
Yes.
Clerk Moore, yes. Supervisor Werner,
Yes.
Trustee White,
Yes.
Trustee South,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
Okay, new business. We got a letter from the assessor, and he is gonna shorten up his duties. He's gonna, think everybody got a copy of that,
Yeah.
of what he's gonna do, so, it sounds like he's gonna, ride this out until after the March board review. And that's usually his kind of downtime between this, that, and the other thing, between taxes and all that other stuff, so somewhere along in there is when we're gonna, well, Vanessa is gonna get a whole new list of duties.
I got him right here.
I think it was a page
All
and a half.
these right here, and all this right here.
I thought maybe it was just the stuffing of envelopes and putting stamps on them, and, well, it's more than that. I thought that was what he was doing for us, but he still wants to be our assessor. He's just gonna give up some of his duties.
Those are duties he's assigning to Vanessa?
Well, some of them, they are my duty. He was just doing it out of convenience. And some of it equalization used to do, but equalization no longer does it. So even those duties are gonna fall on me.
And we called equalization and they sounded like they didn't want the job back.
That was a hard no.
Nobody wants that
It was
job.
a hard no.
Are there any other assessors that
There,
We talked to one,
there-
I was gonna check. If you guys don't mind, I go check my email. I emailed him once. His response was, well, I don't see where Berg is canceling his assessing. He said he's not canceling, he's just, preparing the bills, printing the bills, printing out the tax roll, getting the L-4029s together while the ballot language is filled. But getting the assessment, getting all the numbers plugged in, that's Berg strictly doing assessing. I talked to him like 3 times. He said, look, I know you're new to this, so he doesn't wanna pull the rug on us. He said, I will work with you every step of the way. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. We did talk to another one, his prices were less than Berg, but then he spoke with Berg, and it sounds like this other gentleman's going to double. So either way, we're kind of,
So, how many hours do you think it's gonna add on to what you already do?
it's gonna be a full workload. I went through, and there's 2 invoices from him printing our tax bills, the mortgage codes, the mortgage bills, mailing them out, the newsletter. To charge us annually to print the bills is about $4,000. And then you have the mailing, printing of the bills, and then he would print the mortgage bills and send them too. He's done. So, I looked at it. This is gonna be you guys' conversation. I think my salary should go up $5,000. I was thinking more, but I can't do that. But alone, we're already walking away saving, right now, $4,359 on just him not doing our taxes. Along with postage, printing, he might be tacking on more for printing, I don't know, we're gonna be using our own stuff.
I can remember a time where Bonnie Valentine was given additional pay for those duties. Can you look up historically what that was?
yeah, and this, as of right now, it's just not, I don't think we need to act on it, you know, right away. We have, you know, a month or so before he is gonna drop us like a hot potato.
But I'd like to know
But,
what it
yeah.
cost us prior,
Yeah, so we
for
got
the
time.
way that Bonnie took care of it, plus we had to pay the assessor. And so what our total cost is now with him and everything that he's done, what we've paid historically in the past to get the same result. You know what I'm saying? So, can you get those numbers and then we can visit this again?
Oh, yeah. Because I think we are in a position where Berg is our only choice, because the other gentleman is kind of, I think he likes where he's at. I don't think he wants added assessing jobs. And Alan says in his email, he did almost all of Alpena, some of us, some of, I think he had 28 townships. So, that's a lot.
Have you talked with Amber up at Equalization and see if she can pick up some of the slack?
I talked to her about a few hours ago, she said no.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I've seen in the past, Vanessa, and you're right, we can check this out. When Bonnie was in here and so on, they used to get people that were volunteers to come in and stuff envelopes, put the stamps on and make the mailings. And with that, all we'd be doing is the printing. When we're doing the printing, that's just a process that takes a while on the computer, obviously, and the printer. I know there's a whole lot more, I realize that.
There's more than just printing and stuffing.
Yeah, but I'm saying that particular part of it, they charged $4,000 for that. And it used to be, it was a volunteer thing that they used to bring people in relatives or whoever, and they.
He's
would
right now
volunteer
charging
their
us
time.
$1.50 per parcel,
And we have how many parcels?
2,906.
There you go.
Don't
So
you
there's your
volunteer
money.
time to graduate?
So,
The other question that I would have is checking out the cost of a Pitney Bowes.
A what?
A Pitney Bowes, a postage machine, because after a certain dollar amount that you use during a year, you do get a discount.
I was
So-
told that there is a folding and stuffing machine at the courthouse, which I need to double check into that all the townships bought, but it's the courthouse. So that I wanna also look into.
But if we could save on postage,
The
I know that,
metered machine, is that kind of, okay.
yeah,
and you get that discount after X amount of dollars is spent in postage. Well, if we spend that and we can get that discount, a nickel for every,
It'll add up.
yeah,
it goes up to a
What
lot
is that
of
thing called?
parcels.
Pitney Bowes.
Pitney Bowes?
It's a meter.
Okay, so that's a little FYI for everybody.
Something to be, we need to have, go soon.
Okay,
So we, put on here that we had a discussion.
Discussion?
Yeah.
yeah. We'll bring it back next meeting, and Vanessa may know more. All right. Under that, we penciled in a policy to access legal counsel for the township. I think we should, make it so that, and this is, everybody got one of these? Make it so the board can access our lawyer, and the, planning commission needs availability to access the lawyer.
The chairperson.
The chairperson. Some of this stuff down here is just, when we contact legal counsel, if it was by email, it wouldn't be too awful bad, but if by phone, I think maybe 2 board members ought to be present when we're talking legal counsel, just so that we can get a different take, or get the same take while we're talking to legal counsel. The ideal way would be MTA, is also another avenue. We're kinda looking into this because our legal our lead lawyer has been contacted, and we've gotten a bill for others besides the township board contacting our lawyer. We've gotten a bill for it. Anytime he answers the phone, we get a bill. So, I think we need to stop that. Dave, go ahead.
I need access to call them too.
You are also on here, sorry,
Okay, I'm
you're on here, I guess I skipped over you,
okay,
for legal services, yeah,
okay.
yep.
So it's my understanding that this policy is actually required by our attorney contract too, but it was never done. So we have to have some kind of policy like this
Yep.
in place.
That was part of it, yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
I would look at this, and before we sign it, and we vote on it. Item number C, MTA legal counsel included in the membership, yes it is, but it would be the same contact persons that will be able to contact legal with MTA as well. Because we're looking at something that the board decides, and the planning commission will still have access through the chair, and the blight enforcement and zoning officer would have the same thing. But they should do your noted as to who they are.
Yeah, I think
Before
that's,
they have direct access to these people.
Can they contact MTA as well, or is it only board for MTA?
I'm sorry?
Can, Blight and planning chair contact MTA?
They've always been able to do that, yes.
Oh, they
Yeah.
have,
But
okay.
if we're gonna restrict, what, if A says there's a restriction, C should also say there's a restriction.
well, I think that it's all under procedure.
It is, but.
So, I
we
mean,
need-
this is a procedure, A, B, and C.
Okay, so we're saying here that legal counsel,
Yeah.
including membership, should be contracted.
Right,
So we're saying that they're, by receiving this, they're notified that they're inclusive and only A is available, correct?
correct.
Okay, that's right.
But MTA, if it gets, cause I've asked them questions before, and they have told me, this might be something you need to get a hold of your lawyer.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what we generally do.
so
It's just,
I think it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a good
Yeah.
first call though, since it's included, we're paying for it anyway.
right, okay,
Our bill don't go up every time you ring it in.
I'll make a motion that we, sign this policy,
Access to legal counsel.
access to council.
I second.
You got a roll call?
Yes, sir.
Good?
Trustee White, trustee South,
Yes.
treasurer Werner,
Yes.
supervisor Werner,
Yes.
clerk will vote yes. Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, one last thing was the fireworks.
DPW?
Oh geez, we went right round by there. Yeah, we can, let's do the fireworks real quick, then we'll go back up there. We got the accessory part and that part. Yep, we're right on by there. All right, fireworks. Do you need just the supervisor to sign this?
I think that's what it is.
That says, okay?
Yep.
For you to, use the park and they do have insurance holder down here and everything else, so
Is that dated?
I'll bring in the original.
bring in the date for what date?
I'll bring in the original copy for it.
July the 1st?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
Saturday, July.
Instead of the 4th?
We did the circus is on the fourth.
You wanna give us $7,000 more, we'll do it on the 4th.
First sounds good.
Great, that's
Okay. So,
I'll bring
Have
in
a
the,
better
I'll bring
turnout.
in the original. for you.
July 1st and then,
Yeah.
you don't want me to sign this one?
No, that one's not the original.
All right,
That was just for you guys to look at.
okay.
And the rain date was the 8th?
Rain date was 8th.
Hopefully, no rain.
You guys are shoving people around, aren't you? Not a matter, do you wanna?
Or no?
If you're gonna.
You're good, yeah.
And, you know, I'll make a motion to have the supervisor sign it,
I'll second.
saying okay. All in favor?
Me.
Aye.
Yes,
Aye.
Chicago's not
Opposed? All right. DPW. We had a vacancy, we had a few, applications. I'd like to recommend Michael Schwartz as a new employee. Take up the vacancy.
How many applications did we get?
And those two people were there.
Michael Schwartz and a Christine Wells. maybe a Wednesday. We can get ahold of him. He says he can start anytime. Start him on Monday. And a rate of pay. I think, everybody else that we started was at $15 an hour.
Is that where you wanna put him? 15?
15.
Full-time, part-time?
Full-time. 40 hours. Brian's not here. Brian will be his supervisor.
Okay.
There it is. Oh, somewhere.
Okay.
It's a long motion, but that's my motion, I guess.
Okay. Took me a while. Okay.
I will second the motion.
Roll call vote on this. Any other discussion first?
Any other discussion? I didn't make much copies for anybody, you know. Or you can look at Christine's maybe.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, roll call vote. Treasurer Warner,
Yes.
Corporal Moore, yes. Trustee White,
Yes.
Trustee Sal,
Yes.
Supervisor Warner.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
I will get a hold of him and have him come in and fill out the necessary paperwork.
What was his start date gonna be?
Monday.
Monday,
It's Monday the 20th.
30th?
Is it the 30th?
What time?
What?
What time?
Early.
I know you.
I think they
I know
started,
they come in way
I
early.
think it's 6 o'clock,
Okay,
I believe, but,
all right. I just wanna put it on here so there's no question as to when he's supposed to be here.
okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did I forget anything else? DPW,
No?
Fireworks.
You good there?
board statements. Vanessa, you been anywhere?
I talked about it last meeting.
Okay. Courtney?
The few of us from the Parks Committee met today and putting together some answers for this grant, for the Spark grant. We have a number of great letters of support, so I feel like we're in a good position where we are now and have a lot of good fillers for this application, so just keep our fingers crossed there.
Good. Evelyn?
I went to the ambulance board meeting, not a whole lot going on around there. Had an engine blow up in one of the ambulances, so that's gotta be redone. So they're probably gonna have our new engine and that'll go in soon. Other than that, it's the most I know.
Bill? You been anywhere?
Went to the county meeting and listened to that. That was quite interesting. I learned a lot about insurance and labor issues. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mine was last meeting, so I'm all set. Public comment? Anybody have anything? Sue?
About the gardeners and their things that they think are getting old.
The flower boxes and the trash can covers, I think? Yep.
We were stating them all along. I think that's the bad route to do. We need some really good glossy paint on there and the new runners on the bottom that are womanized. And I think we could save them. And I'm willing to spearhead that.
I don't even know where they're stacked this year, where they,
I don't know, they were out at Paul Cody and what's her name?
okay.
I don't know, Eloise, I
Is
don't
that
know.
something that we have to wait till it warms up a little bit to put paint on, or?
Well, unless we can get them inside a barn.
In the barn somewhere?
Polyurethane needs to be 65 degrees or warmer to stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who made those original?
I don't want just poly, I wanna put a color on them.
Learning from experience.
I don't remember who,
A lot of polymers.
What, incumbent? Oh, yeah, okay.
oh, the wood shop did?
Mhm.
Okay,
Wow.
all right, yeah, well,
I have a trash can that I bought,
yeah,
just like the ones that we have, and I painted it with this really good red gloss paint. And it looks beautiful. It
Yeah.
doesn't, there's no way it's rotten whatsoever.
okay.
And it sat out all winter till I moved,
Yeah.
till I sold the diner.
Well, I know the one on the corner up under the light there took quite a little beating from the big trucks running over it. Jumping the curb, but that one took a beating. But, yeah, we'll have to get them out and see what we can do to them and things.
So you
Cause
wanna
they
work,
are,
you wanna work with the garden ladies, that may spearhead that?
Yeah, what's that lady's name?
Nancy Boyman.
Nancy.
Nancy, yep. We can get you some information later.
What?
Nancy Dexter.
Nancy Dexter, there you go.
I thought it was something.
Dexter.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I just wanna say, you guys bought fireworks, I'm gonna say, when you seen them for the first time last year, great job, very nice.
I loved it.
For a small town, not too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it
Yeah.
was really good.
Anybody else?
Question for the board, and I've brought this up in the past, and Courtney's the newest member, and I've spoken to her. A lot of the mistakes that have been made, and I'll just put it as mistakes, to me come down to lack of MTA training. So has anybody taken in the last 2 years any MTA training?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Vanessa, you have?
And then
Yeah.
him and
just
I both went to Gaylord.
a month ago or whatever, yeah.
When I joined, I did the 8-hour new official hiring, and since then I've done 8 more hours.
Okay, good.
Yep. Never have enough learning.
Now I'm about to do more.
Never ends.
Anybody have anything else? No? I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.